Hello guys, Casper here with a very short video, I think, of the three, you can say, most important stocks in the uranium space. I've taken the U.UN, obviously, this broad physical uranium trust, and then Cameco, because, well, Cameco is the blue chip, by far the biggest company, and has a huge weighting in all ETFs, more or less. And then SMR, because that is a huge component in the tech side of uranium, where we're talking small nuclear reactors, also enrichment and all that stuff. And again, there is an ETF if you want to be exposed to that. That is the NUKZ, the Nukes ETF, which is a good component to only play the tech side of things and not the miners. But I will go through all three of them just to see where we are in time and what is important right now for these charts, really. So let's get straight into the business here for the U.UN. Again, it is my personal belief that we are to see, again, the all-time high getting hit. And it is basically due to the pattern that we're seeing, right? Seen it so many times. Could this be the handle of the cup and handle play? I will say yes, meaning, again, we can take the highs from there to here. Let's make it red so we can see it. So that could be the cup and a very tiny handle here. Again, we need to obviously start to trade way higher in order to uh, to look for that play. But again, that is very, very possible. And we are to dive in here and basically look at the past 1, 2, 3 years. So basically since 2022, we had a major high there. That has importance. Again, we were also breaking out here, tiny test, and boom, off we went to 34. And we haven't seen those prices, ever since that period in 2024. Double top, that was, the end of that rally. And ever since, we have been coming down very, very far. We have still a textbook bull flag, the blue one here. Of course, we broke the uptrend here, which is never ideal to break that. We tagged that major pivot high in 2022. Right again last week, we tested it, and let's zoom in what is happening there. So we tested that level, roughly 20. We broke out from that tiny channel here, and then we revisited it all basically on Friday. This Friday we came all the way back. So short-term potential double bottom there. Add the horizontal support and add the lower side, the lower trend line of that flag. So very important here that we actually start to especially take that major move into 22 to take that level out. So do I believe that this whole correction thing is over? Yeah, I do. I really do. And I said that on Twitter as well, roughly around 20.5, that I think we are very, very close to the bottom here within a few percent. And that is still the case unless we break down from there. So very key moment here, because if we lose 20 and the bull flag, that's a different story. Then that whole call with regarding to the lows being in is obviously very untrue, the call there. The only thing that can save it is a false breakdown. But again, we have to, again, see what the price dictates. But this is important to me here for the U.UN to really be starting to come up from here. Cameco is a big guy here. And yeah, the uptrend is still very much intact. Ever since the 2020 here, you can just see it here 3 times on top there, 2 on the low side, and we're attacking it here again today. We're attacking the long-term uptrend on Cameco. And we are zooming in here just a tiny bit. But before, again, look at that lovely entry. Again, boom, there, summer 2023. Big entry with that whole sideways stuff there, breaking out beautiful. And ever since, we have seen expanding volatility, right? Where we have the trumpet, the lower trend line here, and then the upper up there. So if we don't want to come all the way down to here, which I would hate personally, because that means that the entire uranium sector is definitely coming down. So we are at 24. If we start to break below the yellow and the gap here, so like roughly 41.5 here, we could see roughly 30 bucks for the Cameco. And yeah, we do not want that, right? So what do we want to see here? We really want this wedge pattern break, right? That one there. We want to see, again, we haven't had a complete gap fill. That is still in the cards, but we have definitely come into the gap here twice and seeing some buying coming in. So breaking the green wedge next week and getting back about 44.5. You can see 44 here, very important internal level. It is basically the splitter of that whole expanding formation. And I think if we zoom way back here in time, it is also a major, bear rally high over here. And you can see also there is some very close calls on the 44. So that's why I will say, again, the call made that we are very close to the lows here will be confirmed if we start to break that wedge pattern and back above the 44.5. Then again, we could have a rally all the way to at least 56 in Cameco. So yeah, we don't have much time in the wedge here. Basically, we only have 1 week. So next week here, it will be a decider for Cameco. So yeah, interesting to see here. And then, yeah, the SMR, again, is one of the biggest guys, the 5 billion, quite large actually, when it comes to a uranium company. So what has happened here? The blue uptrend here is still intact. It is like a rail. So you have a rail on the bottom, you have one on the top. Not textbook by any means, but that's the best way I can put it. And zooming in here, you can see that we are also back to the highs of roughly 17 right there. Tested it twice here, almost there, third time, and now we're breaking below. So we're sitting below that supply and demand level. So if we can pop the downtrend here that is very steep and has basically lasted for 20 days. So you can see the highs from there. We have basically come down ever since. If we can pop back above, that's a very, very good sign with a false breakdown here below the supply and demand, and we can actually rally all the way up to here quite easily at 26 bucks. On the other hand, if we can't break it and we start to come down below the rail, very, very different story, because then you're breaking the uptrend, and at that point in time, you can say that this is actually starting, hopefully again, then you want to see, hey, we might be going. You can see here, if we start to break down from the bull flag here, which is in the making or has been made, so anything below here, like 15, 14, you're breaking the bull flag to the downside and the uptrend. And that's never, ever a good thing or a good place to be. So you can see here, SMR, Cameco is very, very decisive for the next week, and also U.UN. So critical levels to hold, but I think we will also get confirmation about the potential run, hopefully, in uranium here at the end of that mega Elliott wave count to the downside here for the uranium market. So again, let me know, guys, how you think. What's your view at this moment in time? I know definitely the sentiment is down the drain. If you look at Twitter, there are no positive posts, so that can be a good thing, but that's also worrisome, you can say. So I know my levels to look for these 3 stocks here for the next week. What is yours? And again, do you agree? Do you disagree? Again, I'm happy to have a discussion, right, on technical analysis. That's it, guys. Have an amazing day. Cheers. Bye.